See, here's the thing. You have multiple states of mind that influence your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. See, we generate numerous thoughts throughout the day, but we may not always recognize them or even question their validity. And these thoughts shape our perceptions, much how different states of mind can color our perspectives. Sometimes we notice thoughts that we don't like, and we struggle with how to handle them. We might fight against them or obsess over them, but that only leads to more inner turmoil. It's like being stuck in an endless loop trying to escape the negative mind states that are taking over. However, this approach only depletes our energy and attention. Our thoughts function like different mind states and subpersonalities, which serve as a lens through which we can view the world. If we believe that the world is a terrible place, then that's what we'll see. But if we believe that people are kind and compassionate, we'll find examples of that in the world around us. So in this video, you're going to learn how to detach from your negative mind states and observe your thoughts from a distance. By doing so, you'll be able to decide which states of mind and which thought patterns to keep and which ones to let go of. See, this reminds me of a girl named Alice. And Alice is a girl who is as particular about cleaning as much as a cat is about grooming. She cleans until it's spotless. And one day while cleaning her apartment, Alice got some surface cleaner in her eyes and feared she'd actually gone blind. Her obsession with cleaning quickly turned into an obsession with this fear, and she spiraled out of control. And she couldn't focus on anything else. She believed she was actually going to go blind. But her experience that day taught her an invaluable lesson, that our thoughts can take us to some pretty dark places if we're not careful. Alice realized that she needed to manage her mind and learn how to diffuse her thoughts. And in this video, you're going to learn how to do just that, so you can be present and then fully enjoy your life without getting stuck in those negative thought loops. So get ready to take control of your thoughts like never before. Now imagine being able to see your thoughts from a distance and being able to pick and choose which ones you want to keep and which ones you want to let go of. That's exactly what cognitive diffusion is all about. See, Alice knows firsthand how easy it is to get fixated on our thoughts and how easily they can spiral out of control, leaving us feeling anxious and overwhelmed. But with cognitive diffusion, you can take a step back for a moment and look at your thoughts from a fresh perspective. And by practicing cognitive diffusion, you'll be able to notice when you're overthinking and then replace those negative thoughts with positive and helpful ones. You'll be able to focus on being present and moving forward rather than dwelling on the past. So to get started, I have 3 activities for you to try out that will help you get a sense of what it's like to observe your thoughts instead of getting caught up in them. Are you ready to take control and actually start living your best life, or are you just ready to have some good old fun with your mind? Okay, it's time to take a break from the stress and the overwhelm of our thoughts, so let's play a few little games together. In these activities, we're going to observe our thoughts from a different perspective, and we're going to discover new ways to approach them. First up, we have That's a Thought. It's like playing a game of catch with your mind, where you catch each thought and then throw it back with a simple, "Oh, that's just a thought." This exercise helps you take a step back and realize that thoughts are just mental events and not necessarily reality. So let's see how many thoughts we can catch and label with this game. For just 1 minute, I want you to either write down or say out loud any of the thoughts that come to your mind. It doesn't matter what they are. Just let them flow naturally. As you do this, try to notice each thought as it comes up and acknowledge it by saying, "That's just a thought." Go ahead. Next, I want you to take one of those thoughts and just add this phrase in front of it. I'm having the thought that. So for example, if your thought was, "This is boring," then you would say, "I'm having the thought that this is boring." By doing this, you'll start to notice that your thoughts are just thoughts, and that they don't define you or your reality. Okay, for our next game, we have Thank Your Mind and Watch Them Pass Like Clouds. Now imagine sitting on a comfortable couch, watching the sky with your eyes closed. Each thought that comes up is like a cloud passing by, and you thank your mind for each and every one. As you observe your thoughts, notice any thought that comes up and say, "Thank you, mind." Now, this exercise helps you cultivate gratitude for the way that your mind works, even if it's not the thoughts you want to have or it doesn't work the way that you want it to. So let's take a moment and thank our minds and watch our thoughts drift away like fluffy clouds. Say you have a thought pop into your mind like, "I'm a complete loser." Instead of getting caught up in that thought and believing that it's true, you can take a step back and say to yourself, "Thank you, mind, for that thought." And then you can ask yourself, is that a thought that's helpful for me? Is it something that helps me live the life that I want to live? If the answer is no, then you can let that thought be there without getting caught up in it. You don't have to fight it or try to make it go away. Just allow it to pass by like a cloud, and then choose to focus on thoughts that are more helpful to you when they appear. Like, "I'm a human being, and it's normal to make mistakes." Lastly, for our next game, we have Label Your Thoughts. This exercise is like creating a mental filing system for your thoughts. Whenever a thought pops up into your head, you can just label it as a thinking thought, a planning thought, a judging thought, or even a remembering thought. It's like sorting your thoughts into different categories, which helps you observe them without getting caught up in them. So let's get our mental label markers ready and sort through our thoughts together. So for example, if you're thinking about what you're going to have for dinner tonight, I would label that as planning. If you're thinking about something that you said earlier in the day but are feeling embarrassed about, I would label that remembering or judging. Some people like using the term negative mind to describe the spiral of negative thoughts that they go through. For other people, they might just say, "That's an intrusive thought." And sometimes it can even be helpful to give your thoughts an actual name to create distance between you from them. For instance, you can pick a name like Billy Joe and say to yourself, "Oh, there goes Billy Joe popping into my thoughts again." This way you can acknowledge the thought without identifying with it. You can even start to see the patterns and the types of thoughts that Billy Joe has. You might recognize that Billy Joe tends to have a negative character, or he can have a positive character who gives you thoughts like, "You're a successful person." So, are you excited to try these new exercises on your own and explore your mind in a new way? If so, then let's go. I'm guessing this trip through our minds wasn't as wild as I thought it would be. In fact, we've talked all about how to create some space between yourself and your thoughts. That's right, you've taken some time to get down with cognitive diffusion. Now, I know what you may be thinking. What the heck? Is that all what cognitive diffusion is? Well, it's simple, yet it's a very powerful technique, and it can help you gain more control over your thoughts and your emotions. It's like putting on your superhero cape and learning how to observe your thoughts from a distance. So imagine you're Alice, and you're feeling a little anxious. You could let that thought take over and ruin your day, but instead, now you can take a step back and say, "Hey there, anxious thought. I see you, but I'm not going to let you control me." By doing this, you create some space between yourself and your thoughts, and you can choose to focus on something that brings you joy instead. Now, just to give this a little distinction, cognitive diffusion is a bit different than other techniques like CBT skills, cognitive behavioral therapy, which focuses mainly on challenging thoughts. Now, challenging thoughts can be helpful, but cognitive diffusion allows you to actually create space between yourself and your thoughts, so you can choose which ones to believe and act upon. It's like taking a step back and looking at your thoughts from a different perspective versus just challenging them. So in summary, cognitive diffusion is a powerful tool that you can use to help you gain more control over your thoughts and your emotions by creating space between yourself and your thoughts. You can choose which ones to believe and which ones to act upon. And remember, your thoughts are not facts, so don't get caught up in them. And on that note, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new or helpful today. And don't forget to practice cognitive diffusion in your daily life. You never know when it's going to come in handy. And lastly, thanks for being here with me. I hope this video has helped shed some light on something in your life. And if it has, then you can leave a little something in the comment section explaining what that is. If you have any further questions or any personal concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would be more than happy to schedule a one-on-one session to help you with any problems you may be facing. I'll leave my info in the description, and I'm glad that you could be a part of this. I wish you the best on your journey towards personal growth and development, and much love to you and to yours.